first at the duel now, alright. Spectators this time.
God, she fucking rules.
But I mean, her personality is a little different too. She's like acting more like imperious.
That's a damn lie.
Is the prince gonna come in like how he did? In
Well, that didn't happen with Saionji. I was about to ask.
This is the video, I think, right?
So Akio's dead.
Yeah. He's sleeping with the roses. And I guess he thought he was, yeah. I'm not like that. I only want it if you're unconscious. Yikes.
Like the villain from Sin City.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess he killed himself. Accidentally?
He was freaking out about the key, which I think probably opens the door that we saw in the last episode of
the
anime.
Trying to hammer down with the sword. Yeah. Oh, we're getting more arrows on chairs. A little different. The 99 upgrade. This is kind of like a dream movie of like the series, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, parts of the series felt like this, right?
They did too, but.
So what's your take on the Toga at all?
Well, they seemingly changed the origin for Utena to be not that coffin prince thing, but something to do with Toga as a kid. Right, but his character is completely different, it seems like, for the most part.
After that duel, when Juri was like, "Do you really love Toga that much?" Miki was like, "Toga? Who's Toga?" And Toga was right
They're calling
next to
him Kiryu, I guess. So he's not saying what his real name is to people.
I think Kiryu is their last name, right?
Right, but he's not saying his...
Yeah.
Not telling people his first name. It's more of a thing in Japan to, like, call someone by their first name. It's not done as much unless you're, like, close, I think.
Oh, you remember something. That's the first, Utena.
Yeah, she remembers in this movie. Hmm? Is this the story that Jerry was telling, like, in the last episode also? Yeah.
Or I think Shiori told the episode. Or told the story.
No, wasn't it Jerry telling us about something that happened to her sister or something?
Oh, in the last episode of the anime. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This happened differently. I think we're learning that Toga is the boy who drowned.
So he's a ghost right now?
And he's dead. That's why she's in the elevator from the Black Rose arc. And he was saying, won't you come with me? I'm always thinking of you. Like, maybe by dying he has left his place and he wants to come back and save his friends because he's, like, so obsessed with being the prince. This rehabilitation of Toga from who he was in this show is, I guess the show was trying to do that in the last several episodes too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe this isn't different from the narrative the show was telling us. It just didn't tell us that Toga was the boy who drowned.
Well,
I mean, I kind of thought all along that, like, they were all dead anyway, right?
that's true. You're saying it's purgatory and stuff.
So I guess if that's still what I think, that would be consistent with what I already believed. But it feels like in this, like, version of the story, Toga's the prince that she was emulating.
Yeah, that is the case, yeah. So there is an outside world?
Well, when Utena was either killed by the swords or disappeared in the calamity, did you kind of think that she got out of this, like, purgatory? Because that's one fan theory, right?
Yeah, I guess I never really necessarily thought it was purgatory like you did, but I mean, this makes it more seem like that. You almost think like she's from the show.
They did it again. They goddamn did it again.
Yep, they gotcha. But I was gonna say, from the show, like I almost feel like Utena left to like a different world, and that's not. The students are all still in like the regular school or whatever. I mean, I guess that's purgatory. So what's going on? They're just going through a car wash.
Yeah.
The animation in this, we kind of said at the beginning, it is pretty great. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
We're getting kind of a Sailor Moon transformation sequence with the car wash, I guess, being a metaphor.
Yeah, they had to play the song.
I love this fucking 8-bit orchestration behind it too.
Is this even a car wash or what? Like, what even?
It looked like a car wash to me.
This part, yeah. There's all this like gears and stuff. Oh wait.
It made her a car.
Yeah. Okay.
Or made a car for her. I don't mean to.
No, I think it made her a car. I think it made her into the car. Or onto the... Yep. About to be on some Titan shit, yeah. What the hell?
Utena, whoever you are, you're my son.
Highway. You will die. Alright, they made it from just the close, or the school announcements to the big time.
We only have like 20 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna, well, I mean, Akko's already dead. There's like, Utena turned into a car. I don't. Shori. It's kind of they made like Shori the main villain in this movie, which is kind of strange to me, considering other characters got cut entirely.
Yeah.
I am surprised. Yes. But you didn't see that coming. No one's even driving you, Shiori. So spiffy, like escaping. there gonna be another car after them?
Hundreds of them. The sound and like the music in this is really like. There was like one time where she was like learning things and there was a jet going through the background. Really great. Topical that looks like, you know, the peloton from the Tour de France.
We're watching the tour.
I love the Tour. Plus, it's the only sport on right now.
How European of you, pretty much. Ooh, looking pretty ragged, Utena. NBA Summer League.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We know how many NBA fans we have watching our team.
Literally zero.
Or they're just the silent majority, maybe.
That's good. You crouch down over the wheel to reduce air resistance. Yeah, you get it.
Okay. Student council stage.
It's very anime of them.
Also, are they actually friends, any of these people? No.
いい仲間が集まるもんならきっと外を見つけられます。外で会えたら今度は堂々と口説き落として。
No, it's a pretty dope green Jeep.
The license plate said Wakaba.
It would be hers. I like the little steel. Oh, it's not a steel drum, but what kind of drum is that? That little.
Sounds like a bongo.
Bongo, maybe?
Like a real tight one.
No. I mean, you're literally. I get what you're saying. This is the intro song.
I love how this anticipates Fast and the Furious from 2 years later. Smaller cars can go under the larger trucks.
Yeah, when are we getting to Utena, too Furious?
This is a really cool way to do this in a show that was like entirely about completely inert sword duels that just like weren't interesting to watch because the animation wasn't there.
Yeah, no, the animation's definitely way better in this film.
Well, and just like this dramatic finale being like
More visual and more exciting.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
Basically, no.
Princess hitchhiking. This sounds like you'd be in the club to this in '99. I just want to stab you more. So enticing.
でも私はウテナは出るわ。よせ。どうせお前たちが行き着く。うちの意志でそこに行けるんだわ。私の王子様。残念だな。生きながら死んでいればいいだけのことさ。
What do you mean grant you the power? Like, you're the witch.
She got D-card. Well, kind of is the same ending, essentially. It's just a little more clear, I guess. It was the whole thing the commenters were saying, too, of, like, Utena didn't save Anthe, but Anthe used Utena to save herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this music definitely feels of its time. But I'm nostalgic for that time, so I'm fine.
This part really is just End of Evangelion.
Yeah.
私分かったの。外の世界で生まれたんだわ。ふるさとに帰るんだね。僕も分かったよ。どうして
Wakaba.
僕たちは外の世界に道はないけど、だから僕らは行かなくっちゃ。僕らが進めば。
I'd say this is just slightly more explicitly gay. Than
Slightly.
the show. Tiny bit. Is that the end? Is the rest credits?
In 9 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it. Well, I guess we can leave it playing, and in case something pops up, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. We can talk more about it. I guess there won't be like a end credits type of scene, probably, or will there? No one told us that. Was it in your research, Eric? Yeah. So, well, I was kind of saying down there, like it's kind of the similar ending or the same ending, but it was more. This movie was somehow more metaphor and more clear, though, more like explicitly clear, not just explicit in terms of what we were just talking about, but in terms of what is going on. Or what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it does seem like with the... I mean, I knew they were escaping... Anthe was escaping in the show at the end, but... or able to be free or whatever. This was way more dramatic version of it, but... Was it purgatory or whatever then? You still think then? I mean, it seemed more like it from the movie, but...
Like, we were explicitly told in the show that, like, she created the prison world, right?
So it's still just metaphor.
But in the world of the show, that prison world is both the reality that they all live in and real. It is real and it is a metaphor. Yeah,
that's what you're saying in the recap of the finale. That's right. Like what were you comparing it to at that point? Some other films from other.
I was comparing it specifically to Murakami novels,
right?
Where like Nanami is a cow, right? And in Kafka on the Shore, he literally does meet, what is it, Colonel Sanders, who is literally a pimp.
Mm-hmm. But
right.
that's just there to explain some higher metaphor.
Or just freak you out.
So, I guess, did you enjoy this film?
I was really into this. I think... So when we talked about Eva, we talked about the fact that, like, some people see it as two different endings, right? Episodes 24 and 25 of Eva and End of Evangelion is two different things, right? Or like an alternate universe version of what could have happened. But there's this other theory where both are true. One ending is happening inside Shinji's brain, and the other is literally what is happening to the world. I don't know if I precisely feel that way about this, but it does feel in some way like a sequel, right? It feels like extra. It feels like everything else has already happened, both from like what we were talking about with like the clarifying details about Toga, the fact that Akio's barely even there. Nanami's a fucking cow. Himemio is completely different. And I don't know that it's like a true sequel, but as like I guess an agent, a clarifying agent for what the fuck I saw at the end of the anime. You know, if I take them together, I really like it. I don't know if it's meant to be just like chronologically one and then the other, and this is like 2 cycles of the duel thing, and Utena came back to free her or whatever, and I don't need to know that, right?
That's why I think it's more of I would call it more of a companion piece than a sequel. Because, yeah, the sequel to me conjures up like, oh, it's the same characters. It's probably in the future, maybe it's a prequel, whatever, but it's a different story. It's essentially the same story, streamlined. The characters are not quite the same. They are different, a lot of them were different personality-wise. So, yeah, but it did kind of fill in some gaps, if you weren't... Maybe if everyone didn't watch these one at a time and talk about it afterwards with someone else. As some people may have done. Maybe you would need more clarifying as well. Or especially at a time before the internet was as big as it is now. Like, there was as much discourse. Obviously, there must have been some back in the
Right.
time.
I feel like in the late 90s, anime fans must have still been waiting for like special edition like DVDs that come with a little book that has a director interview that explains the thing you didn't understand. But I can just go to YouTube and someone's already done all this research for me.
Yeah. Hey, though, our one commenter did give us director comments on.
I really appreciated that. I was like watching that comic. I was watching the video because they said that they were going to do that, and they did not disappoint.
Yeah. So as far as terms of this movie, though, yeah, I'm glad we watched it. I did think the animation was very well done.
Much better.
Maybe I'll watch it again on a bigger screen with like not just. It was more visual, I think. Like not. The story wasn't that important, obviously, especially if we already know the story from the show, the anime. But yeah, like I was saying at the one point, and it was like more. There was definitely dream-like elements to a lot of the episodes of the show as well.
Yeah.
But this was dream-like to me in a way that it's like in your dreams, things happen from your real life or things that you know, but it's just like twisted or different somehow, right? It's like maybe I have a dream where I'm talking to you as we're doing the reaction, then all of a sudden you're like my college roommate somehow or something, which obviously isn't what happened in real life, doesn't make sense. But like that's so Toga was a different person kind of in this. He's the inspiration, not the original prince.
Well, like in this, Toga was like the ghost of the person he wanted to see himself as in the show. But the ghost of that person.
And it was interesting seeing Anthe being less of a cipher, less of just a pushover or whatever, like he was saying at the end of the movie, like just be a living corpse or whatever.
Right.
And sometimes she was like that in the anime. And this whole movie, she was pretty, like she had more autonomy, seemingly, and was like pushing Utena to do things and stuff.
Well, and that's part of why I think, and it's possible to read this as a sequel, like the second coming of Utena, or even Anthe imagining this new Utena in order to get herself out of her prison, right? Because like at the end of the anime, Utena shows her how to get out. Now I'm not doing this because I'm expected to. I'm doing this because I love Anthe, and now I'm gone suddenly.
It does say revolutionary. I just said it does say revolutionary girl, the movie. So I don't know where this adolescence of Utena comes in.
I looked it up. IMDb has this listed as Revolutionary Girl Utena, the movie. It also says the original title is Japanese words, etc., that I can't pronounce. Adolescence, more Japanese words. So.
Okay. So probably both. Yeah, but back to Anthe. So when Utena like turns into a literal car, she escapes in her. That could be like her reimagining of what happened, taking the metaphor even further, basically.
Yeah, shout out to the Tracy Chapman fans everywhere. Yeah, Utena is both literally a fast car and basically the lyrics to Fast Car. Yeah, that was fucking sick too. We didn't just have to watch more duels. Sorry, I spoke over you.
Oh no, I was just trying to fit a parody in there, but it didn't really work.
Oh, now you know how it feels.
Yeah, we only had to
when
watch.
Someone steps on your riffs, Drew.
Now we only have to. We only had to watch 2 duels, right? Yeah, the Sanji one and the Jury one. Yeah, and they were with the newer animation made it a little better too. And I liked in the Jury one also what the school was watching essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did away with the castle element, other than the at the end they kind of showed it like when they were driving down the highway, whatever.
Well, the castle, like the fairy tale, then becomes the metaphorical giant tank that takes up the entire 8-lane highway, keep you from getting to the end of the world. You know, that classic metaphor.
Mm.
The castle literally becomes part of the prison at a certain point, which I think is like purposeful visual storytelling, obviously.
Yeah, agreed. Is there anything else we should go? I mean, this is essentially the end of Utena for us. You know, stay tuned for what our next anime might be. We're still working it out, but we definitely will be down to do more Utena talk theoretically if people want that. I don't know if there's anything else to actually react to though. This is all the media around it until they do that next one if it ever happens.
Right, the rebuilds.
or the reboot, the soft reboot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I saw anything else in the movie that I want to call your attention to, or ask you about. It was so much more obvious what was happening in the movie, so I have fewer questions, which I think is overall a good thing. But the conversation, becoming a little stuck.
Yeah, it was more obvious to us who have seen the anime,
That too.
but like we're kind of saying, if you hadn't seen it, you would be utterly lost. Yeah. And was there not? I mean, we talked Nanami, but Choo Choo is there as well in the kind of middle joke interlude. Was this movie sunk by a lack of Choo Choo?
Every movie is sunk by a lack of choo choo. I'm watching Academy Award nominees. There's no choo choo. Dog shit film.
Yeah, no, Drive My Car, for example. I don't really. It was 3 damn hours and not a single Choo Choo scene.
No choo choo. I literally don't care, Reisuke.
I mean, I didn't see the new whatever Doctor Strange Madness whatever, but maybe Choo Choo was in that.
Somebody maybe watched that. No choo choo. Choo Choo is, of course, spiritually in Everything Everywhere All at Once, starring as Rakakuni.
That's right. By the way, check out Movies Are Relevant on Brooklyn Rebound Network podcast for Eric and I talking that film and others on a monthly basis. I know we're not getting much NBA crossover, maybe some current film or classic film crossover. I don't know, but a lot of people that watch Anime Monday, I think, are just anime focused.
Plus, if you think I'm annoying on this, whew.
Yeah, and you don't even get to see Eric on that one. So, well, all right, yeah. I mean, that is a good kind of segue, I guess, or it's really just a plug, but a segue because this was a movie. That's a movie podcast, and this is. We do like to dig in on films. Maybe on that podcast, actually, we'll talk about this film more at some point. I wouldn't put it past us. Yeah, but that's the Revolutionary Girl Utena movie. We've done all the reactions to Utena now. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope you watched all the way through and are still watching. Possibly you turned it off after the movie ended, but you're missing out on this. So, yeah.
Where else is somebody going to step on
Good
Drew's
finish,
jokes?
Right? Yeah, get my stepped on, or me just stonewall your jokes about usually relating to Eva. Where else can that happen? All right, that's enough of this. We recorded longer than normal, obviously.
So much longer.
With watching the whole film. Yeah, but it's time for us to go. Yeah, stay tuned on Anime Monday to see what we get up to next. Until then, Eric, I think this is now when we are set to go lie naked on a motorcycle down the
Yeah. This is our regularly scheduled naked car ride. So I'm gonna go do that.
Am I gonna meet you? Wait, are you're gonna pick me up? Or... well, we'll figure it out off air. All right, we're out of here. Peace.